Great already.
Great. I'm ready. Great.
I'm great.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. It's going
ברוך
live
אתה אדוני
now.
אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל בדברי.
Amen. Okay. That's good. Let me share the thing over here. Fine. So.
Oh, very good.
Let's see. We are holding.
There's one answer through a live stream, and there's one answer
Yeah.
Also.
Why not?
Yeah, you just the Megillah is a shaila. But the bracha, yeah, the Megillah, the Minchas Eloza says you could be yoytze Megillah through the phone, but we don't pass it like him.
Yeah, well, they what's it called? There was a whole shaila when COVID came up. If they could rely, if they could be saimich on that, whatever. In the end, I think what they preferred is that you hear it, and you read along with it as it's going if you could. But yeah. That's why I remember from COVID that the whole thing came up. The shaila came up. Could maybe be saimich on that during COVID?
Unique shaila came up. Yeah, sure.
Fine. So we are at the bottom of page number 8. And b'shov pruta iver alisasa v'chayav lahachzir.
Pocher mishal pruta?
No, with shove pruta. We already spoke.
It says here chatzishia also min Torah, right? So
yeah, we already said it's also b'kol shehu.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, it's an isur deraisa b'kol shehu. But if you have to, but do you have to return it? Is a whole separate question. So that's the question we're going to be done on now.
The question's like this. And you tell me what you make out of it. I was thinking about this. If you steal pochen meshave pruta, if you tell me that you don't have to, is it niton lehashava? If you know what I'm saying, is it prone?
So that's the question. Yeah.
Because if it's not niton lehashava, he should be like her. Because the whole reason why.
But I'll tell you the truth is it's a.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, very good, very good. The whole reason by Geneva, it's not you're not like is because it's niton lehashava.
If you're not lehashava, it should be like him in pochen mishpat.
Right. At the same time, maybe for Malchus, you also need a.
Need what?
Even though you're usher, but maybe it's not. But maybe it's not. But the whole thing is a little bit funny because the reason is that ain't a nikra mamin. So if it's ain't a nikra mamin, so how you even minatayla? What do you take? Say, well, I guess it doesn't have to. Geneva doesn't have to be mamin.
Yeah, but it has to be the shavius has to be shova pruta, no?
You would think, but it turns out that to be over on the lav, no. You know, it's a very funny thing.
So that was my question. If it's not, I don't know if we could ever ask Rabbi Kazimov such a question or not. That the shayla is a shayla. I'm sure that I'm sure there's a very simple answer to it, but I just don't know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right, because in other words, how do you balance all these things? Of on the one hand, you're over on the lav, not just you're over on the lav, you're over mamish over on the here, and at the same time, you don't have to pay backs, and it's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh wait. Look at note here. Read this paragraph first.
Where?
This bottom, the bottom of 8.
Okay, Kotov Rambam. Kol hagoynev momen mishol pruta v'mayla over loisase shenemar loisig noivu ve'en lo kinor about ze sheharin nitan letashlumin she'aganev chayv olitzah Torah leshalem. But the Baal that the Torah, the ganev chayv, the Torah was mechayev him leshalem.
Yeah.
The thing goes to Shulchan Aruch, right?
Right now, but interestingly, I just want to point out that it's Dafka Leisig Nevu, and not lisignev, because lisignev is
Yeah. Is din nefoshes. Yeah, din
right,
nefoshes.
that's the whole thing is again of nefesh mechav muchari what my sumas, that's the
Yeah. I'm sorry, but okay. Kloimer. Kan
Yeah.
meduba al shove pruta v'mayla. Over agan be isu lab min atayda.
right is chayiv b'tashlumim.
Mizam mitzvumik. V'mokem malkon. אבל בכל אופן, אפילו בכל שהוא, פוחס ושול פרוטו שאינו נקרא מומן, ואין בוי, שוב, אוי וריזו תוירה. על פי הכלל שאפילו חצי שעה עושה מן התוירה.
Right, so it's interesting because the way he frames it is that there's no malchus, and since there's no malchus, the paying back is b'mokim malchus. But now look at note 25, Zot Ismeh.
דכמוי שחצי שעה לעניין איסור חלב, בדם כיש בזה, עושה מן התוירה אף על פי שאין לא יקנו לו, כך חצי שעה לעניין מומן, גם כן עושה מן התוירה,
So the Smeh explains very nicely what's the Indian is less than Shavuot Pruta is Chetzi Shir. Chetzi Shir is still awesome in Torah, but in like and it's not considered money, so in Mishalmi.
I learned this a little differently. The Moshe Chatzi Shir, Lenin Israel Chelev. Because you have to say also in Torah, after being like in Olav. Kachat Shir Lenin Mammon, Gam Ken also in Torah.
Yes, a pruta is the minimum shear for Mammon.
And Bemela is also part of a Malchus.
Right, because it's Chetzi Shir. Chetzi Shir is part of Malchus. You're still over on the lav, but yeah. So anyway, this
very good.
The Smeh already knew back then what you're going to ask now.
Yeah. No, I'm asking the Smith's question is already a good. It's a good simon.
Yeah, you know? So it's good. It means you understand what's going on.
Yeah, right. Let me just put. I want to take to this. You know that this is something to remember.
Well, we're gonna do this man inside.
We're gonna do inside, right?
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point, unless it's something that's bringing that's not it's not inside.
Right. Okay. Let's go.
If it's a smar or shach, then we're gonna do it inside.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, a gezel shall be prute ki ilu netel nafshe.
A good netel nafshe, right?
Yeah, like you're taking a life.
Warum sagt der Balkama? Aber wir können Kolagozis Avedo is of a prute ki ilu netel nishmosen mimenu shenemar Yorchos could but say better it's not less about the vikach, but geen kosten with Shulchan Aruch. Kolagozis Avedo Avedo so prute ki ilu netel nafshe. By
the way, I have a big shaila on this.
That what?
I have a big shaila on this. That so if that's the case, why did right if taking even a shavuot pruta is you're taking his life, so why did Eliphaz take everything? Why didn't he just take a shavuot pruta? Well, Yankiv didn't know this halacha. That in order to right, what's the reason given? He took all his stuff because if you make him an ani, it's like you took his life. Why didn't he tell him? So why didn't Yankiv tell Eliphaz simpler? Here, take a shavuot pruta. Kol hagezles chavera afilu shavuot pruta. You know why? I know why. Because he wasn't doing gezela. Because Yaakov was letting him do it. Maybe that's why. So he had to make him an oni, or maybe something like this. Fine, weiter.
It wasn't, guys. I think the vote over there was to make him an oni.
It was the other way around. He came and he told him, I have a problem. My father told me to kill you. How do I? How do I do it? How am I mechabed my father's wishes without? So Yankiv told him, if you take all my thing, I'll be an oni.
Exactly. The vote is to make him into an oni, not to be goys and shove a pruta.
Right. So I'm saying that's why he didn't. But he could have, in theory, he could have told him, but it's not gezela because he's letting him do it at that point.
Right. Yeah. So, but making him into an oni,
make him an oni, then you're right. Then he's like a dead person.
That even if you gave it willingly, then
he's like you're like a dead person. Even if you didn't do any isser or nothing. And like this, he didn't have to do an isser of gezel either. So
right.
Fine. Weiter. Hanom misuda she'enem maspekes.
Hanom misuda she'enem maspekes le'ba'aleho. Aber gezel. What does that mean? Haramba milchus tshuva. Esim arba merkim v'sat tshuva. Mehem חמישה דברים שעושים מויסם אין חזקס לא שמהם. לפי שהם דברים קלים בעיני רוי האדם ונמצא חוטא והוא ידמה שאין זה חטא. הדבר הראשון מחמישה הדברים האלו הוא האוכל מסודר שאינו מספק לבעליהו, שזה אבא גזל הוא. What does that mean?
It means what do you call it? If you're eating from where the person himself doesn't have enough to eat, and what's it called? And you're telling him, here, give me, can I have your food? And he gives it to you.
הוא מדמה שלא חוטא ואומר כלום אכלתי, אלא
Right,
רשות. And it's true, right? He did it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you took his last cigarette, so to speak.
Yeah, but הוא הדין לכל הנאמר אדם שאין לו מספייש למה שאין זה.
Right, so that's what it says, right? There's 24 things that you can't do tshuva over, and 5 of them are things that that they're very, very hard to return from them. Why? Because it's people do it and they think they don't even think they're doing anything wrong. So so how can I do tshuva if I don't have a recognition that I did something wrong?
Right.
This is one of them. Is you take from the
okay. No, and likewise any hanor.
Right, and that's the same thing. Any sort of thing, right? That's why that any sort of thing where it's clear to you he doesn't have enough, but you're gonna go ask him. He's gonna give you anyway, whether he's embarrassed or he's
embarrassed,
or he feels bad, or he feels bad for you because he's a big chazan. But and this thing is a big what do you call it?
Yeah. So anyway, says I don't meld them ayin, a person who has a know from somebody who's miser.
Miser, yeah. If you have benefits from him, yeah.
Yeah. ואומר רבי שמעון לוי כהן מצורי עין עובר בלאו שנאמר תלך מלכם עין ובפוסק שאחריו אוכל ושלוש יום מלאכו בלבך. Okay, fine.
So basically, it's the same thing. Meaning, in this case, the miser, he's not in the same situation. He has enough.
Yeah,
but the point is his haskama that he lets you have it is not a real haskama. It's hurting him to give you, but he's embarrassed because other people are watching and whatever. But really he's a miser, and he doesn't want to give it to you. And but you ask him you ask him in front of people, or even you ask him in front of himself, and he feels bad to tell you. But really his haskama is not a haskama. The point of both of these things is when somebody's asking to give it to you, it has to be a real.
Otherwise, it's a gather of gezel or what?
Interestingly, he doesn't really say here. I guess so. Yeah. No, I guess so. I'll tell you why. Because what's pshat gezel? I'm taking your property without your reshus. In both of these cases, the reshus that he's giving you is not real reshus. He really doesn't want to, because the reshus has to be believe of shalim.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm going to hold a gun to your head,
yeah,
and say, here, give me this thing, they'll say, okay, see, he gave me permission. It's not gezel. Yeah, he gave you permission because he had a gun to his head. That's not the permission.
בגמרא במסכת סייטה, ואומר רבי שמעון בן לוי, כל הנהנה מצורי עין עובר בלאו.
Yeah.
שנאמר, אז לכם אצלכם עין רע, ובספר שעבוד ואוכל זה, okay, so על פי זה, כוסף בספר חסידים. Yeah? For Bibuda Chosid. He writes, he's a Sefer Musa, which I have here with me.
Yeah, my Zayda wrote a whole perush on Sefer Chasidim.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's called Mishnah Chasidim.
What's your Zayda's name?
Which Zayda was it? Was he an Engelmeyer, maybe? But I believe it was called Mishnah Chasidim.
I have one here, but I don't know if that's...
I don't know if it has a Mishnah Chasidim in it or not. It might be, I don't know if it's a separate book or if it's in the Sefer Chasidim. I'm not sure.
על פי זה כוסף בספר חסידים, שיש דברים שאומנם אינם גזל גמור, it's not complete גזל, אך בדין שמיים הם גזל גמור, וחמורים כמובן מסוים מגזל רגל. כגון להיסרח אצל אדם שהוא צר עין, או להונס ממנו, והיינו אדם שנויסן רק מחוס הבושה ולא מרצני.
No, it's the case of the miser. Is he coming? He's giving you
Yeah.
because
Afilu
feels forced.
is a
Right,
reicher
because
man.
you can't steal from a rich person. That makes no difference. If it's a rich person and really he doesn't want to give you, and he's giving you, it's not a real. It's a he feels forced.
Yeah. Afilu Oshir. הדבר זה תשובו של כושר, כיוון שאם הירח יצא לשלם הירח על מה שיגיב ממנו, המריח יסר לקבל עזתה ומחמס הבושה.
Right, now that you put him on the spot, and then you can tell him, "Oh, I'm going to pay you for." You're not making it better. You put me on the spot now that like I'm a miser. Now you're going to offer to pay me. I have to refuse it.
Yeah.
So in a sense, this is worse than a regular gzela.
Right. אדם שניסח לגזול מפני פיקוח נפש, עוד כזה ראשון אפילו הוא בסכנת מוות, צריך לגזול לחברו כדי להציל נפשי שאין לך דבר מפני פיקוח נפש, חוץ משושע בארץ ומוץ, צריך שלא ייקחנו אלו על דס לשלם. Even then, he
Right, so it's clear that sakonis nefashis, you can, and you have to steal from somebody.
He has to be al das.
What are you going to do?
Right,
But it's dafke al das, because the fact that you're doing pikuach that you're saving the pikuach nefesh, right? That's fine at the moment.
Yeah.
But fine, so long as in your mind, I'm going to pay him back later for it. If not later, once the second you're out of a matzah pikuach nefesh, you stole. You took something that's not yours. The fact that you had pikuach nefesh before, a whole different story. So even pikuach nefesh, you have to pay back. That you can't rob somebody else. You can't rob somebody else. Meaning don't save your life on your friend's on somebody else's cheshbon. Save your life on your own cheshbon.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you are, it's telling you are allowed to take it, right?
You don't have a choice, and not only that, you have to take it.
You have to take it, but
you must take it because
you have in mind. You're
not allowed to give your life to stop from Geneva. But
you have in mind.
You have to write it. But the second you're able to, you have to pay it back because now, once your matzah pikuach nefesh is passed, at the end of the day, you took somebody's property, and if you don't return, it's Geneva. The fact that I had to take it right now, so fine, I'm having in mind they'll give it back. It's not Geneva because I'm taking it right now because I'm forced to for pikuach nefesh.
Right. Okay, so
that's
he has to have al das.
That's a life or death or a situation of sakana, of danger, mamish.
Then
like
he has to be al das
based sakana, for example.
He has, in other words, he has to actually be clear that he's taking it al das l'shalem.
Yeah, and depending on the situation, but at least he has to be very clear to himself. Because it could be the guy's not around, and I'm about to starve to death, or it's freezing. I'm going to freeze to death. So I break into his house and I take his wood and I light up his fireplace and I warm myself up. Yeah. But I have to have in mind, and okay, so I can't be clear to him at this point because he's out of town.
Yeah. בשולחן ערוך הרב, האם מותר לגנוב כדי ליהנות מחולי אוי יסורים שאין בהם סכנה?
Right, so meaning there's no threat to your life here. It's a danger or a sickness, right? But it's like a chayla she'ein by sakana.
Well, you don't have a sickness
or a bad situation, something. But it's the
lehinatze means in order to save yourself from it.
Right. But it's not a life or death. There's no threat to life or limb over here.
Yeah. And ligno al das shalom murag bekuach nefesh halol fos khoyle shen ben sakon das me oyne shon zu be sur guf shen beim sakon pnei shu isu shel toida ben misrapim shel loy bemokem sakon elo be sur divre seifrim. Right,
as we see in Hilchos Shabbos, right? Right, we see in Hilchos Shabbos that the only one that can be even on the Iraisa is a chayla sheyesh be sakana.
Okay,
A
so
chayli
here,
she'ein beisakone, you can be over on you can be over the rabbanon, right? We this is like by a middle enochi, you know.
yeah.
So like you find, but you can't be even on a date ice if a chayli she'ein beisakone.
So
The same thing.
Isul Imeshehu
Yeah,
Achloi
this a date
Lerfuas
ice.
Choili Shein Boy Sakona, which that's only Isur Derabonin you could transgress, but not Isur Deraisa,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Oile Nosel Meoines She also Besura Haguf. Why
Also,
is
like
why is that Derabonin?
why? Because it's not meaning it's a Yisuri Haguf that's let's say it's going to be very painful, but
Yeah.
it's not. But it's not gonna. But you're not gonna lose your life, and you're not even gonna lose your arm. It's just gonna be very. It's
So
if
so you
if you
basically
don't
is
go and
telling,
steal. This guy has a medication for what do they call the thing that people get when they're older from chicken pox?
chickenpox?
Yeah, after chicken pox, there's a thing that people get when they're older that like blisters on their back, something like this, welts and things. It's very painful. I forget what it's called. Meaning it's people who had chicken pox. They can
Yeah, okay. So you're
they
not
can
allowed to
get this thing
steal.
later. Okay, and it's very very painful,
You're not
very painful.
so you're not allowed to steal, it says.
So now this guy in his house, he's out of town, and in his house there's a cream for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's an instant deraisa. And by the way, this pain on from this thing, it's not gonna long term. It's not gonna hurt you in any way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
very
yeah,
very
yeah.
painful. Fine, so that only in instant midrabanan you can't be able to instant midra.
So stealing, which is the right, so you're not allowed to do it for these things. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That is
Yeah, because
that
it's an instant deraisa.
it's a right, right. Now it says weiter. It's a toast mama because you
Fine,
have
so
to. So he says there. So it's Pixel Choshen. Hebi is divrei Shulchan Arab b'shem Yeshemrim. Shelo kemo sakonas nefoshois. Yesh
yeshemrim meaning
shafiro
quoting the
das
Alter Rebbe.
shalom. Yeah, wow.
Right? Even though that's the shalom is also because so he takes it even a step, right? Even Tzakonis Nefashis is only al das l'shalom you're allowed to. If it's not Tzakonis Nefashis, so then even al das l'shalom. Why? We know it's an Isser Deiraisa, right? And remember, this is it's interesting. The Alter Rebbe, right?
Yeah,
The Alter Rebbe is holding like by he said before that in all of these things.
yeah,
Even al das l'shalim, it's an issur deraisa, right? You remember
yeah.
there was a svara. There was a svara that al das l'shalim is maybe an issur derabanan. But we said
Yeah,
that
but I spoke about this yesterday with you. You told me that's only when you didn't do an active act of Geneva, when you just didn't pay what you're supposed to. Remember you said that?
so no. So I'm saying in this case before we had
Yeah,
if the question was what if I'm not really stealing? I'm stealing only to I'm taking it, but I'm taking it al das.
the Hafdir.
I'm joking, or I'm going to teach him a lesson, or all these things. So there was a svara. Maybe that's only maybe that because remember there's a way to read the mechaber
Yeah,
both
yeah,
ways.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So here we see Shulchan Aruch Harav right there. What did he paskin? He paskins like those who say to me deraisa.
Even al das leshalim.
Even al das l'shalim, and even it's just for a joke and v'chulu v'chulu. The Alter Rebbe there holds it's midiraisa. So here you see he's going kifishitase.
Yeah,
That I feel al das l'shalim also. Why?
yeah.
Because he holds it's a midiraisa.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So then he says,
Bisham Be'ara, the Pesach Choshen asks on the he's
what's
he's,
it?
he's bothered by the Alter Rebbe statement.
Iksha olo mehadin שהטילו ליטל מומן חברו כדי להציל ממנו מן ההפסד. Because the answer to the בדרך הצורך מומן הכירו יוסף משום שאודם בוהל הממוינוי.
Right,
Moment on
a person panics on his money. Right, so the so he's saying, wait a second. Here we're talking about even though it's not sekonis nefashis,
Yeah.
But you're in a very bad situation here.
He says that
Right?
kilu more than on his own health.
Yeah, as long so again, so long as it's not sakanas nefashis. But yeah, so for example, let's say something's very painful. Fine, but there were more makel by money. Why? Because a person can panic over money.
מיעקב תירס ששום זהו דין מיוחד משום תנאי בסדין. מקומוקם נידה שבמון מנוחרי יש ההוקר. אוקיי.
Yeah, and that's let me see 41. Yeah, and Imre Yaakov says that that the mice tzarich iyun, if you can
נידה
if
תבון
you can
נוחרי
make
יש
it by
ההוקר.
Nachri. Yeah, the Imre Yaakov
He said,
he says tzarich la'ayin if you could if you could
יש על זה מיוחד בשום תנאי בסדין. מקומוקם נידה תבון נוחרי יש ההוקר. Don't say יש לעין. Where does it say יש לעין?
on the note. And then in note 41.
יעקב כאן toch is je niet alleen maar het het over we die wat daar is je zo meisje. Je niet alleen maar het het bij mich mit die wat taz if by Nochri only by the case of Nochri, right?
Right? V'siyem shetzarich iyun l'maisa.
What are you doing over here? What are you taking the money of the Nochri for? For what?
To save for the chayli that she'ein beis sakana.
You know, was Isu Geneva by a Yid is sicher Tome nicht. Bei Mokem Shein Boy Sakona. So it said by a guy.
Well, or at least according to the Alter Rebbe, at least.
The Alter Rebbe talks about Goy at all.
The Pischei Choshen questions this.
Yeah. Okay.
The Imre Yaakov, and for this the Alter Rebbe.
Yeah.
That's that you can't learn it. You can't learn from that. And Alter Rebbe is right because you can't learn from Hatzalas Mamin, right? However, he learns. I don't know. So he's learning by Mamin of what do you call it? Yeah. No. He's learning. What's it called? Let me see. I think he's going back to talking about this. Because we know that by Hatzalas Mamin you can be make even by a Yid. So he's going back to talking about you mean he was meaning you're taking the let's say you're taking the guy's money to go buy medicine or something. So he asks on the Alter Rebbe. So the Pischei Choshen holds not like the Alter Rebbe.
What did the Alter Rebbe hold?
The Alter Rebbe holds that that if it's not Sakonis Nefashis, then even al das l'shalim is also to steal.
That
the Pischei Choshen holds the Pischei Choshen holds that oh no he and for it and so he does so he agrees but he just doesn't understand it so well. And he gives an extra thing that he says it would seem that
where are you reading?
Okay, so in this the second to last by the paragraph of the presentation. So the Kitzer, the Alter Rebbe says that it's still shalei b'makim sakana, shalei b'makim sakana tefashis, even al das l'shalim aser. Okay, the Pischei Choshen, he questions this, but ultimately he agrees Like he's not knocking down the Alter Rebbe. He's not passing different than the Alter Rebbe. He just he has trouble understanding it, being because of the case of Atzolis Mammon. Okay, and even though he agrees with he admits the Alter Rebbe in this, however, he adds that Mikol Makim Nida, that the money of a guy you could Shaleb Makim Sakana Mistama al Das L'Shalim.
Yeah.
It doesn't say clear. But al Das L'Shalim. You could take a guy's money. And then the Imre Yankiv adds that tzarich in l'maisa if really you could steal even a guy's money shalei makim sakana even al das shalim. He's not so sure about that. So that's Bekitzer, that paragraph.
Yeah, he says you learned it from the Taz.
Yeah, fine. Invited.
A person shenignev. Somebody steals money from you, and you know
right, you're going and taking it back. Yeah.
You you will look as doing as
right.
As
what he's talking about here, he's talking about like he's not there, and you're sneaking into his yard and taking your item. Break his teeth and tell him I'm taking my thing. Why? Because now to any onlooker, it's clear what's going on. It's clear that you're saying the item is yours, and I'm not stealing. I'm taking my item. Meaning you're making a big stink out of it. Because if you sneak, because you know what, I don't want the what do you call it, the confrontation. So I'm going to sneak in and take the thing. It's mine. Why? Because it looks like a ganif. Omnam koswa teisvis.
Omnam, koswa teis shem leinu derech acheres liton mechaberu et shaloi rashai gam nikol es chosuk shkan veliton.
Right, so the Taisa says that what Bagbag is saying is ideally, meaning you're not really being avid on anything.
Right.
It's my thing. I'm going and taking my thing back from you. But ideally, you shouldn't do it because it looks like. However, the Taisa says, but you're not really being avid something. It just looks like. So if your mamish have no other way to get your item back, so you can go do it. You can go sneak in and take his thing. Take your thing. Sorry.
And that's the way the
and the Shulchan Aruch they pass in like Taisvis.
The Shai over the announcement about Kolchoy Shimon ve'enu tzorach litrach lech lebesdin she'elichos ve'et aberu kegana mital nal elohim ken ef shelehat berach be'inen nachim.
So he passes like Taisvis that if he took your thing, you don't. He stole your thing. You don't have to go to Besdin to retrieve it. You can take the law into your own hands in such a case. However, ideally, confront him and take it from him. Don't sneak into his house. But let's say he's a guy with a lot of guns and stuff, and he's a bigger guy than you, and he's gonna punch you and something like this, and you don't have another way to do it. Then at the end of the day, you can sneak in and do it that way. So that's the halacha according to Shulchan Aruch. Okay, next. Netilas davar shaloi makpidim.
Yeah, netilas davar shaloi makpidim olav. Also ligzol oilashoik afilu kol shehu hebda ben gezel leoishek isbor behemshech ben beYisrael ben be'eved chovim be'mu davar shalekman de kabel bei davar mut kol kashim kol kach shori kasher abali menu nimto kam kigoin litol kisem me hachaviloi me hagedar letzer boshino. Lachzu b'shinu oy gafur lehadlik boy. Ve'av ze os beYushalmi memidas chasidus. Kiven she'im kol echad yikach kisem echad me'achaviloi or me'hagedar yigorem hefsed
right,
golem.
if you're going to add up. So basically, the Shulchan Aruch says you cannot steal or lashik. We'll explain later exactly what that is. Even kolshu, this we know, even a certain amount. Yeah. However, what we said that you can't take kolshu, even any amount, is dafke any amount that a person would be makbid about it. If it's something that mamish people, it's like if I have a leaf sitting on the edge of my lawn, that fell from the tree. Yeah. And somebody takes this leaf that fell from the end of the tree, it's not fine. It's technically on my property. Technically, I own that leaf, but it's not. It's nobody's makbid on this. right? So then now the example that he gives is to take a match or to take a little splinter from my fence or one match. So when I have a lot of matches, because what's it called? People aren't makbid on this. And Yerushalmi, however, it says, yeah, but if a bunch of people would do it, it would cause a loss. So midas hachasidis is not to do it. However, my case of the leaf on my lawn, even if a lot of people did it, wouldn't make a difference.
By
Why?
the way,
Why? Because the whole thing of the Yerushalmi is that if a lot of people would do it, it would add up to a loss. Adrab, if a lot of people want to take the leaves, gesund to hate it. Then I don't have to clean them.
I heard that the early years of by the Rebbe used to lend out his gartel for Chassanim,
Yeah.
For mincha, or for the first by the chuppah, then afterward became just for mincha.
Yeah.
And some guys just pulled one string for themselves. At the end, there was the gartel had no more strings left, so
Right.
he just stopped lending the gartel out. I mean, this is not. I
No,
understand.
here they cause not just the hefset to the Rebbe, they cause the hefset to the rabbim.
Rabim, yeah. But this is a story I heard as a teenager. People still remember that. That was one of the causes why, because the Siddur he still lent out, but not the Gartel with the Siddur.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit about the gather over here, that you end up without a
Right.
thing.
if there's gonna be a rally with 10,000 people and they come by and each takes a stick, a splinter, you can have a messed up fence. Fine.
Okay.
Right? Are you allowed to test your worker, like to put money and see if they steal it?
My mutter lodem naas is over ben isoyen geneva kede libdoik im hu adam yoshu kemoyle dugm kashe mekabel avoid zeres.
Right, so housekeeper.
Bais chadosha oy she khoish dem be oizres
Right, so either a new one or you suspect your existing housekeeper.
יש למה לא שמשרת בהשי סכום כסף מוקם גול ויבדוק עם הזרס תיק החויסו יולגמוד המאסי כאומר לא עבד קנה לי ב50 שקולים, right?
Right.
אלו מועצה
Right,
מסוים
yeah, so buy me with 50 shekel,
של 100.
and they gave him 100. They acting like I didn't realize I gave you 100.
Yeah.
Now they want to see how he's gonna if he's gonna
gonna
bring you the change on the 100, or he's gonna try to trick you with the 50.
יש כוסף שעושה לעשות ניסיון זה משום איסו בפני עבר לא יסיד מכשול על צד שאוכן האויבד יקושל
Right?
ויגנוי.
If they're gonna not pass the test, you now cause them to do an aveda.
Yeah.
By the way, this is at this point we're talking about that the Yezeres Bais is a Jew.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
This is talking about by yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no different.
I don't know. Does Lifnei Iver apply to Goyim also?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that. I mean,
Because for them it's also an aveda. The question is if Lifnei Iver applies. Anyway, weiter.
I don't think.
The pastors we're talking about a Jewish worker.
I would just say, and how do you say, ein emuna bagoyim? You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
What are you testing?
What are you testing? You know already. Fine.
Yeah. Weiter. So it says like this. Meidach yesh yetiru lasis nishayin zeh. Yesh kosi yosel zeh. Okay, yesh kosu shosu lasis nishayin zeh mishum isu lif nebel zeh mikshur tzad sheochen shoyveli kashe veigno ve'af im yizke loy es akesef koidem o yavke es akesef ein zeh moil. Right, so
even if he says, "Oh, make sure he doesn't do an avera," why? I'll be mizake him the money. Yeah. But the bottom line is the which is a funny thing because I thought if you thought to steal but you didn't steal, you didn't. It's not an avera. You weren't aver. So I don't understand this that miskaven ligna if he was aver. Since when?
Yeah.
When where do we see that miskaven lignaiv is geneva if he didn't actually steal anything?
Yeah.
So I don't understand that point there. But anyways.
Yeah, באידך יש דרך תשאל מצוות משתו לתפס העבד, שאם ים ביסוין המעביד יסמיך על ויתן וכן, ואם לא ים ביסוין מחם זה פותם מהעבודה, עשוי הדוב ולגרם לו היטב הסדרוכו, וגם באופן כללי יש בזה תועלת של מניעס גנבוס.
Right, meaning at the end of the day, you're going to stop him. If he stole from you now, if he just stole from you by your test, so you didn't, you put a mission in front of him, he would have stolen later anyways.
Yeah.
So if it wouldn't be this time, so tomorrow he would have stolen from you. The only difference is you wouldn't know because you didn't make a test. He would have still stolen. Furthermore, maybe he'll get caught and now he'll change his ways. Right, and additionally, if he does pass the test, now you'll rely on him more, and he'll have a more hatzlacha by you.
Right. So then he says, it's even harder. שהוא יויסר כושר מיסיון שעשו להסתכל בהם בעבודוסי השותפס.
Right. So meaning all that we're talking about, this machlekes is when you're putting a test that's not going to come up in a regular day's work usually. So you're adding an additional test that wouldn't be a normal thing. It wouldn't be you're adding a temptation that's more than the usual temptation that they would come across in this job working for you.
And not
so
what?
Then there's a machlekes. Are you doing them a favor?
Yeah.
Or are you doing a lifnei v'leisit mishel? But avol
יצטרך לעמוד באמת, אבל זה מסתבר שכל יודו שהדובר מותר שהרי אין כאן הכשולה מיוחדת אלא אדרבה מניע של גנבוס הצידוס.
Right, not only that, he's going to steal anyway, and now you're protecting him from stealing later, and you're protecting your clients he's going to steal from, etc., etc. And
yes.
Adam Shiraya
Adam Shiraya שגוין מחברו, בשביל שהוא עשה לך רב. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
נשאל אוידוס אדם שרו אישו מבוגרש שגונבס what's it
meduchem, like from a budka in the bazaar, like from a booth.
Okay, meduchen is budka, yeah, a booth.
Like a booth. Yeah, a budka in bazaar.
בשוק, והוא יודע דוכן is a booth, yeah? דוכן?
Yeah.
דוכן, yeah? Okay, והוא, a platform, I guess it's a platform.
Right, it literally means a platform, but it means from one those...
A stall.
Yeah, a stall, yeah. A stall, a booth, whatever they call it.
I put booth, okay.
Yeah.
בשוק, והוא יודע שהם יודעים על כך לבעל הדוכן, הוא ילבין את בני ברבים, ואיזה אויצה בזוין גודל לעיני המון בשוק, האם בכל זויס בחויב לא יודע לבעל הדוכן. דברים, אם אפשר למה...
Right, so you're going to tell the guy, he's going to freak out, he's going to yell at her in public.
אם אפשר לבונה למעשה מדגנבה, ולא ישאלו שם בזוין, whisper it up, put it back, and nothing's going to happen. ודאי שזהו הדובר בליותו. ומצא רבה להשתל בכך, וכל כבוד האדם שבאלו, וכל שכן כבוד האדם ישתרול שקר...
Right, so this is essentially his advice, the same like you're saying. Listen, if you could stop her that way, like you tell her, listen, lady, I saw you took. I don't want to tell the guy, put it back, and Shalom Al Yisrael.
Yeah.
Right? And like this, you're on both sides. The guy wasn't stolen from you, didn't cause him a loss.
Yeah.
And from her end, even from one person saw her, maybe she'll be embarrassed and not do it anymore,
Right. He says, but then he says,
right, she tells you, the lady tells you, go mind your own business.
ואם אפשר מוינו אלא על ידי שיודע לו בעל הדוכן מחויב הוא לעשות זאת שכל אדם חייב לא חוסר מוינו שרבנו כאשר הוא חוסר ממנו.
You see he's going to take a loss, you have to save his money.
והמצווה לא ישם על דם רעך כוללת גם בסחוי בלחץ מומן להפסד לגבי הביצועים שיגרם לאיש המבוגרת הרי he גורמו זאת.
She caused it on herself. It's not, listen, so don't steal, what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be ganef, and you won't get embarrassed.
And not just that, and even Taka shall be embarrassed. But so what? He embarrassed her. What's it called? But better she should be embarrassed than she should steal. She's even on a date ice. At the end of the day, Ataki,
Yes.
you're causing her to be embarrassed, but you're also, first of all, you're saving his money and you're saving her from being even on a date ice. Fine, the kichas macholim shnishna meirua
Oh yeah, from
an event. So you have food
other
left
Shabbat
over.
Katu but Nisha Macholim Shulchan also לקח את בייסו לרוי רשוס בא לאירוע, אפילו אם בן בייסו הוזמר ולא הגיעו, אלא אם כן ברור שמדובר העומד לזורק לאשפה, שאז מותר לקחת אפילו של רשוס כמובן בצויר מנומסת.
Right in the message, you're doing a respectful way.
First of all, nowadays people take pekler home. Das,
right, so that's also true because really it depends on the minhag hamakim, like we said in all these things.
I don't know about in Pittsburgh, but I know I see here in Muncie all the time by a bris, they give you a thing.
They have containers to take. Fine, but there's a very critical wording here.
Yeah.
Right? That when you're buying an event and there's food left over, also listen, if you have clamshells that have to take home, so obviously it's bershus.
Yeah, and another thing is one thing.
And if the minhag hamakim is, I say that's considered the normal thing.
In the case, in a chasna is different. You don't see by a chasna so much, giving out containers. You know what I'm saying? By
right. No, not just that. But sometimes by a chasna, if there's leftovers, they pack it up because if people staying from out of town or whatever, they should have.
Sure, they give it. They take it home. I did.
Yeah.
I did. I made up with my, what do you call it? With my mechutten. We could do it. Say, no, we don't want it. This, that. So, okay, fine, we'll take it. We're housing people.
Yeah, I had the same thing because my mechutten is in he lives in New Jersey, not far. He was going home anyways. He's not. We were staying for a few days, and like this, we put it in my daughter's fridge, and we had it so people didn't have to.
They're fantastic. What are you talking about? It's mamish. Some of us.
The microwave.
Mendel, you made a chasna yet in your life, or is your first chasna?
This is my third chasna.
Your third chasna, so you know that.
I have two einiglach already.
Baruch Hashem. Solange Jorn can yirbu and
the white in my beard is still trying to catch up with me, but
Baruch Hashem, Zain for nachas, But one thing I'll tell you that the chasnas I don't remember eating, but the chasnas of my children I ate after.
You know what? I didn't. I don't think I ate by my own chasna, and I don't think I ate by the chasnas of my kids.
Yeah.
I was it's big. I was
busy.
I was busy mit der Weißer in einer Hand und einer Geller in der zweiten Hand and
that's it. That's what you do.
Care of guests.
And welcoming them and thanking them for coming.
Yeah.
Like the Fiddick ever went round with a towel.
There's a video. There's a beautiful.
Yes, there's a video. I didn't see it.
There's a video. It's a short clip where you see the Fiddick Rebbe with the what's it called?
I want to see that.
You're gonna send it, Mendel. You're gonna send it.
I'm gonna try to find it. But it's a public video. It's on something.
Okay, I'm running short of time. Let me finish over here. Lekichas macholim mecheder oichel shel hayeshiva.
Yeah, so you're gonna take food from the dining room hall.
Shel hayeshiva. Afa bi shemishal mischal limud einam nechshom kebailim al macholim shecheder oichel.
Listen, what do you mean? I pay tuition. I pay for.
Baruch shel holas hayeshiva. Mishum ken oza bochel makach oizu. Mitvach hayeshiva beli reshus mishum isul gezel. And
here again is the key. So, for example, in Kfar Chabad, I remember it was a normal thing and it was accepted. You take food from you take food and you bring it to
I'll tell you.
Or even if you wanted a little bit more to take for a snack for later, so long as there was enough. Usually they made enough, so as long as you weren't going crazy about it, you could take it. I
think that's
for later.
That's not the biggest problem. The problem is when you break into the kitchen. That was a shaila.
And it's a very common thing.
And a very common thing. And remember when I was in yeshiva, they quoted in Moshe Feinstein, which I don't think lo hoyo velo nibra a tshuva like this from Moshe. Moshe said it's okay if you're hungry. Boch has to eat. I don't think so, but that was the word going around in my day. Okay, Mendel, ich muss schon gehen. Bei
Yeah,
mir
it's
is
fine. That's it. That
was
so,
good. We did exactly what we wanted to
So
do. Okay,
Hashem, at 6:30 we go inside.
6:30 we go inside. We're going to start Shin Memches, Tur Beis Yosef, and then the Shulchan Aruch, right?
I wouldn't even worry about the turn base stage at this point. It's